Hi, my name is Spencer, and I'd like to take a moment to tell you why I've decided to drop everything to go back to school to become a nurse. After high school, I went to UCLA briefly, where I studied a bunch of really interesting liberal arts courses such as history, philosophy, anthropology, things that were very interesting but didn't offer me any insight as to what I wanted to do for a living. And upon realizing that I was spending a bunch of money on an education I didn't think I needed, I decided to leave UCLA and go back to my hometown. I got a job as as a team member in the bakery department of the local Whole Foods market, and eventually worked my way up to being the assistant manager in there. But it still wasn't quite right. It didn't feel quite right. I didn't feel like I was doing enough to help other people. It's fulfilling being surrounded by nice people and by donuts and croissants and bread, but there was something missing. So I decided to travel, and I went to on an adventure in Peru for 5 months, just looking for inspiration. While I was there, I was involved in a bus crash. I was in the Andes, and a big rig truck turned too quickly around a corner, or too sharply around a corner, and slammed into the side of the bus I was in, pushing it into the sheer mountainside. Um, I remember time slowing down as I grabbed the seat in front of myself and braced for impact, and as my face crashed into that seat and my nose smashed, I stood up with my ears ringing as the dust settled, and people were crying out around me. My first instinct was to start helping the people who seemed unable to help themselves get off the bus, and then to start trying to find some way to wrap up the wounds they had. I didn't really know anything about it other than it was important that they weren't bleeding a lot, especially since rescue was any number of hours off. Um, that moment brought a lot of clarity to myself about what I was capable of in intense situations, and also that I wasn't afraid of being around people who were hurt and bleeding, that my reaction was to help instead of freeze up. So when I got back to work back in the U.S., um, I realized that I wasn't destined to move on to be the team leader of the department, and I informed my boss that I was going back to school to become a nurse. Now everything I do is incredibly fulfilling. All my courses are inspiring, and everyone I meet along the way seems to have similar passion for helping other people. And I look forward to what the future holds. Thank you for listening.